This is somebody you don't want to miss. His slogan is, if I'm talking, you should be taking notes. And I'll tell you what, I know there's some people in the room that know what I'm talking about. I'll vouch for that. You know, I first came across this guy back, oh gosh, he had a relationship with Wealth Masters about the time I got here. But it was several months ago that we sat down and started meeting with this character. You know, what you guys may or may not know is that Kip and Carl invest literally hundreds of thousands of dollars in the background that many marketers never even know about. And the guy I'm going to bring up here is our secret weapon. He's our sniper. You know, he promised us, well, I shouldn't say promise, it's the wrong word there, but when we sat down, he set the expectation that it was going to take him 6 months to accomplish what we hired him to do. And he delivered in under 60 days. You may not know what I'm talking about yet, but I'm talking about search engine optimization. I don't know about you guys, but it's a game that unless you know what you're doing, you can spend thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if you will, and still not to get the results you're looking for. Like I said, this guy, he under-promised, he over-delivered. I've been around search engine optimization guys for years. And out of all the guys I've worked with, this is the only guy that ever delivered above and beyond. I mean, most of the search engine guys I've worked with, if they delivered just a fraction of what they promised you, you were successful. This guy has hit mark after mark after mark. And it's my great pleasure to introduce our secret weapon, this now your secret weapon, and that's Ryan Nelson. And he's brought along one of our editors, John Valat. So Ryan and John, come on out here and let's join me out on the stage.
I hope everybody has had an outstanding past couple days, because I know I have. When I first came to Wealth Masters, and I'm going to tell you a quick story because this is so important for you guys to understand and what kind of leadership that you have right now helping you create success within this business. I met Kip Herridge, and he asked, well, actually I met Michael. I met a couple people first. I kind of had to get through the gatekeepers to get to Kip to talk to him about SEO. I sat down with Kip, and me and Kip had a conversation, and he said, yeah, we've went through 6 consultants. We've went through 6 consultants. They've all failed. You know, they've all failed. And this is a message that I want to send to you guys because I think Michael really covered it when he was up here talking to you. Don't let people tell you that you can fail. Kip told me we've had 6 fail. We've had 6 fail. And I said, okay, Kip, I'm going to tell you one thing. Let me prove it to you first before you pay me a dime. And Kip said, okay, whatever, go ahead and do it. So I set up an agreement with Kip, and I said, if I accomplish this, then you can pay me. We shook hands and walked out the door. But we didn't even have the paperwork at that point. I had an agreement of what my expectations, no signed stuff. This was just verbal agreement, shook my hand. I walked out the door. I accomplished exactly what Kip wanted, and this is the integrity of the guy. Not only did he come back to me and say, hey, I'm going to follow up with my agreement. Here's what we owe you. He doubled that. He said, we've never seen this kind of success, and he doubled that. And it blew my mind what kind of leaders you guys have. And I'm going to go over that here in a minute because as an SEO consultant, I've worked with Fortune 500 companies all the way down to the mom and pop store. And I can't say without a doubt, you guys have the best leaders right now sitting in the office working for you. So, real quickly, I will give you a small, history about me. I was going to come up here and tell you this story of all the people I've worked for and all the people that are underneath me and all this stuff that you hear a million times from service providers and people who have products. But I can tell you one thing right now, I'm no longer a service provider or a product. I'm Wealth Masters International. And I hope you guys are excited about that because what I'm about to show you is going to really affect you. But I'm going to give you a quick history. I am a BC student. When I was in high school, and this story gets me choked up sometimes, so I hope I don't get too crazy, but in high school, I was a BC student, and I played baseball, I played football, And there was a production of Grease getting ready to play at our school. And I loved that show growing up. And I was like, man, I'm going to go try it. I'm going to go try it. So I auditioned for this show. And I got casted. And talk about getting the fallout from the football team. You know, I got it for a while. And the director called me in his office and he said, you know, we cast you as the lead role in Grease. But the faculty and staff here came to me and said, I don't think that's a good idea. I think this guy will let you down. And the reason why I was guilty by association, I had some wild friends. And he looked at me and he said, you know what? I'm going to let you let me down. I'm not going to let them. And so I did this production of Grease. And it was the biggest production that our school had ever held that made more revenue than any other show. And I was so proud of myself, and I told myself, I can do anything if I believe it. I can do anything. So a week later, this BC student, I walked into my counselor's office and I said, I want to go to college. I made up my mind, I can do this, I can go to college. And again, this was another moment when I was told I could fail. She looked at me and she said, Ryan, I don't think college is for you. Maybe you should try a tech. Go to a tech school. Learn how to fix air conditioners. And that really, I mean, I see people shaking their head. That's amazing that someone who had drive to go to college, they tried to talk them out of it. So I didn't listen. I come from a middle-income family, but you know, at the time, and we've learned here the past couple days, middle income basically means no income. And so I had to go to the Army. I went to the Army to go to college because I wanted to prove that I could do it. I got out of college, started a business by myself, no one else, in my bedroom, an SEO business. 5 years later, I'm now 30, and the average residual income we make for my business is about $120,000 a month. Now, that should tell you two things. There's no one in here that is too old to make this happen, and there's no one in here too young, because I did it in less than 5 years. Everyone in here can do that. And the reason why I tell that story is because I had a lot of people come up to me and ask me, how'd you do it? How'd you do it? And I can tell you how I did it. I told them I wouldn't let someone tell me I would fail.